Pretty much decided after walking all over my house that I'm just going to lay on this rug and talk about Venus and Capricorn and hopefully look into the camera correctly because I can't find lighting anywhere that I like, and that's a problem. Venus in Capricorn. I'm going to get serious, okay, because Venus in Capricorn is very serious. Ruled by Saturn, Capricorn is known very much so for their ability to preserve. Not only preserve, but also be self-sufficient in a sense. Venus and Capricorns can kind of take on that sort of style in their loving relationships. A couple months ago, I was kind of coached on how to do this video. Somebody told me they wanted me to make sure that I represented Venus and Capricorn in a realistic way, and I completely respected that. I'm Mars in Capricorn, so I understand. Capricorn can get kind of a bad rep sometimes for being a little bit cold and unemotional, and they wanted to make sure that I explained that that wasn't necessarily the case, that love to them is just something that is very long term. Love is an investment. Love is something that they put a lot of thought into before committing. A lot of times Capricorns in general, and Venus and Capricorn will classify as well, get kind of a bad connotation for having a really hard time settling down. They don't trust people very well. So when they make a commitment to, a commitment to somebody, they want to make sure that that person is going to follow through with what they say. Capricorns are really good at doing that themselves. They are incredibly good at doing what they say because their ability to do that is pretty much at their core. And Venus and Capricorn is very much so like that too. In love, the things that they commit to, it's set in stone. It's what they're going to be doing. And in that sense, it makes a lot of sense as to why, like, they aren't necessarily going to want to commit to somebody unless they know that there's a very good possibility that that person's going to do that too. Love is an investment in a sense, very earthy kind of thing. They don't put a lot of necessarily bare emotion into it. Now, obviously, the rest of the person's chart is going to make a very big difference in that and how they express love and all that stuff too. But it's not necessarily a very emotional thing. Love isn't wine and roses to these people. It's practical. It's down to earth. It's in the real world. It's we're getting married because you fit my needs, or I guess not needs. Well, kind of. I mean, really, they do kind of have a little bit of a checklist in their head. I want to be with this person because they can provide me with, or assist me even in building a life that involves this. It's very, very practical, very earthy, really. Venus and Capricorn. Sorry. I love Venus and Capricorns personally. But they are just very, very serious. And sometimes Venus and Capricorns can hold on in love and kind of make themselves miserable in a sense just because they are so dedicated once they're committed. Love is something that we will preserve and we will get through regardless of what happens. Unlike a more emotional sign, maybe like a water sign in a sense. Water, well, I guess it depends on what else is going on in their chart. But like a more emotional sign is more likely to leave if you hurt them. I feel like they're a lot more likely to detach and to find a different route. Whereas an earth sign like Venus and Capricorn, they're just a lot more likely to preserve. And Capricorn above all, because they have this kind of belief in a sense that hard work, or love is hard work. In order to love, we must go through pain. Capricorn's kind of like that. But if you think about their archetype as being a mountain goat, as a goat moves up a mountain to the very top of the mountain, they're already sure, kind of in a sense, that there's going to be pain involved on the way. They might slip and fall, or they might tumble down. Regardless, it doesn't matter. They have a very realistic vision of what the journey is going to be like. I think that can be really hard for a Venus and Capricorn with somebody who maybe has a water Venus. Other earth signs probably they do pretty well with. I'm wondering about Venus and Virgo and Venus and Capricorn. It seems in my head that they would do incredible. I like to see people who have like personal experience. Going by like what I know about zodiac signs, I can say Virgo and Capricorn would do well, but I would like to be able to say exactly why. I guess Virgo being more critical, potentially. Capricorn can kind of be critical themselves, very result-driven, both of them. But yeah, with like a fire sign, or Capricorn and air might do okay because they're both kind of detached in a sense. Fire, Capricorn's probably going to want to kick them in the face. Not in every case, so please don't take it that way. I'm just thinking in a sarcastic manner. Just because Capricorn is very much so the father of the zodiac, and they will take a very responsible and authoritative approach even in love. So with a fire sign, they might get really frustrated because they are a lot more impulsive than they are. Water could probably do well. I know that Capricorn, Suns, and Pisces do pretty good because they keep them grounded. I think Cancer might be a little bit tricky just because they're opposites, and even though they have similar desires, it's going to be for different reasons. But anything's really possible, to be honest. In a nutshell, though, Venus in Capricorn is just very much so serious. And because of that, it can take them a hell of a lot longer than some other signs to actually commit and decide that this is the person that they want to be with. Because once they find that person, it really is like a long-term thing. It's not like something we're going to do for a little while. Like, they want to build their lives with you. They want you to go up that mountain with them. They don't want to have to switch things up, especially once they're on their journey. So it can take them a little bit longer to find people. But also, just for my Venus and Capricorns out there who do feel like they are misrepresented, Venus and Capricorn is not cold. If anything, Venus and Capricorn has one of the strongest and most kind of beautiful, in a sense, old-fashioned romantic sides to them, where the little things in life, especially the things that you would think of as being old school, like being respectful to your partner, opening the door for your partner, really treating them with class and, I don't know, just in a very, very caring way that is something you wouldn't see in reality anymore. I mean, it's very much so an older generation kind of love, and it is kind of beautiful because of that. So don't consider these people as cold. They aren't. They are incredibly caring, and yeah, I think that's probably it for Venus and Capricorn. This one was kind of done on a whim, so hope you guys enjoy it.